Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Fundamental Finance and Investing. I'm Josh, and today we're going to look at financial statements. We're going to see where to find the financial statements and also what numbers you want to be looking for to determine if you're looking at a great company or not. So let's jump straight into it. So straight up, a couple of websites I use to look at financial statements is Wall Street Journal. So this is great for 5 years of numbers. So we'll just go Facebook to start and have a look. So from this page, you can do that with any company you're looking at. You want to go straight to financials and you want to go to income statements. And the first number we're looking at to determine our growth rates is sales and revenue. So as you can see, Wall Street Journal shows you the growth of sales as well, which is good because we want to see companies growing by 10% per year at least. So you've got your sales and growth here. The next number you want to be looking at is net income. Usually looking at earnings per share. So you want to see earnings per share growing at 10% year on year as well. So you can see this year here, which is 2019, they had a negative growth in earnings per share. Obviously still making money, but it's a negative growth year. That could be for a number of reasons, and that's something you'd want to be digging into further to determine why that's a negative year. Moving on to the balance sheet. This is where we'll find the equity. One of the four big growth numbers. So you've got total equity down the bottom here. So these numbers here you're looking at last 5 years. So as you can see, this company is growing quite nice. And then the fourth growth rate you're looking at will be on cash flow. So we're going to look at operating cash and free cash flow because that'll give us a determination of how much the company's actually spending every year to produce this cash flow. So here on the cash flow statement, you've got net operating cash flow. And once again, Wall Street Journal shows you the growth here year on year. Wall Street Journal is good because it shows the free cash flow. So here you can see free cash flow. And all free cash flow is the net operating cash flow minus fixed capital expenditures. So fixed capital expenditures are what the company's spending to keep the company going, basically. So what they're spending money on to keep producing the returns that they're producing. So net operating cash flow minus the fixed capital expenditures will give you your free cash flow number here. So that's Wall Street Journal finding the four growth numbers. To determine whether or not we have good management, we want to be looking at how much debt the company has and return on equity and return on invested capital. So to find out debt that the company is holding, we want to click on balance sheet again. And we'll go down to liabilities and shareholder equity. And you're looking for long-term debt. So looking here, Facebook has $10 billion as of 2020 of long-term debt. And realistically, we don't want the company to have any more than 3 years of earnings as long-term debt. So looking at that $10 billion, to put that up against the company's earnings, which is their net income, they made $29 billion last 2020 financial year. So the company hasn't even got 1 year's worth of income as debt. So that's a pretty good sign. And then for return on equity, return on invested capital, return on equity is just the income divided by the equity. So that would be 29 billion divided by the equity, which is again on the balance sheet. So we'll quickly go back there. So 29 billion divided by 128 billion. Pretty big numbers to be playing with, but you don't have to put billions into the calculator. You can just put the numbers you see on the screen. As long as you want to be looking at here, so all values are in USD million, and you want to make sure that that is the same for each thing you are looking at as well, USD million there. And return on invested capital, that is just the income plus any dividends, and then over or divided by the equity plus any long-term debt. So you should be able to find dividends on the cash flow statement. And I don't believe Facebook paid dividends, so there won't be anything here with regards to dividends. So I'll try and find a company after this that shows where the dividends are, and we'll have a look at that. But for now, we'll go to other websites that I find helpful to find this information. So one is Macro Trends, so macrotrends.net. And here we could simply go to stock research. And let's have a look at Facebook again. So Facebook's in the top 25 stocks, so click on that. And we go across to financials. And Macro Trends is good because it gives you 10 years of data. So it's helpful for working out growth rates over a longer period of time. So once again, you've got revenue here across the top, and we're on the income statement. So revenue across the top, and as we come down, we have earnings per share. So you've got all that information. Got all that information here as well. And then the same as before, jump across to your balance sheet, and you'll find long-term debt. So as you can see, there's a slight discrepancy here between the Wall Street Journal and Macro Trends. I believe the discrepancy is in accounting now, because I'm pretty sure companies have to display their long-term leases as long-term debt, but it seems that there's discrepancies between websites. That's fine. And again, cash flow, and you'll find here, so you've got net operating cash flow here, but Macro Trends doesn't show free cash flow. So as shown before, you can just do the free cash flow from operating activities minus the property, plant, and equipment. Property, plant, and equipment is the same thing as capital expenditure, fixed capital expenditures. So you'll pick that up as you just get more comfortable going through these websites. Another good one is Yahoo Finance. So just to keep it similar, we'll go Facebook again. And financials are here. And then once again, you've got income statement, balance sheet, and cash flow. So you can find where each of those are. TTM is just trailing 12 months. So this would be as per the last annual report. And here, this is just what the last 12 months are from this date, which is probably the last week or the last month, possibly, whenever they update their stuff. And I thought I would show you to get it from the source. So I've got Facebook and A2 Milk opened up, but all these numbers come from the annual reports. So we would want to look for the company's annual report, financials, annual reports. This is Facebook Investor Relations as well. So obviously not Facebook's webpage. So you can just Google Facebook IR or Facebook Investor Relations, and it'll bring you to this page. But as you can see down here, you've got the 10K. So in USA, the annual reports are 10K filings, and you've got the date it was released here, and you want to click on the PDF version, and that will bring you to the actual filing itself. So if we scroll down, and you were looking for financial statements and supplementary data, and just scroll down until you find the information you're looking for. And again, here we are. This one's starting with the balance sheet. So here you'll find your long-term debt. You'll find, as we scroll down more, you'll find and the equity. Sorry, so you've got total stockholders' equity here. So these are the numbers. As you can see, you've only got 2 years here. So if you're going to be doing this for a long-term growth numbers, you'd probably be wanting to dig through previous financial statements on annual reports. So you've got all those up here as well that you can click back and go through historic data. But yep, you've got that. Go further down, you've got revenue here. This one's got 3 years. You've got earnings per share as well. So here's your earnings per share. I usually go with basic earnings per share. Diluted earnings per share starts taking into account things like any shares that aren't fully paid shares, but that's another episode there because there's a bit of information that goes into that. And then you've got the cash flow statement down here as well. Where are we? Yep, consolidated statement of cash flows. And from here you will find your cash flow from operating activities. So these are the numbers you're looking for here as well. And purchase of property, plant and equipment if you want to work out free cash flows. So that's an American company. So I thought I'd show an Australian, not an Australian company, but a company listed on the Australian Stock Exchange. So in Australia, we don't have to file reports the same as America. So this is A2 Milk. And from here you can go Investor Center, Results and Reports. And you can find annual reports here. So annual reports. And here we have the 2020 annual report. Just to make it a bit quicker, we'll just scroll down here until we find things that look like numbers. Yep, so there we go, financial statements. This is just all the auditing stuff. And here you have your numbers here. So once again, you've got sales at the top, which is the same as revenue, earnings per share, for when you need to see actual net income. You've got here, profit for the year, that should be net profit after tax. Here you should find your equity. Where are we? Statement of financial positions. Here's your equity here. A2 Milk doesn't have long-term debt, which is why I like the company as well. And cash flows. So here is your operating cash flow here, and purchase property, plant, and equipment. That is your fixed capital expenditure number if you want to work out your free cash flows. All right, so that was going through how to find your growth numbers and also your numbers to work out debt compared to income, so you can work out how much debt the company has compared to the income, return on equity, and return on invested capital. So that should do for this video. Future videos, I'll go through more so why these numbers are so important, but basically these numbers are important because if you're growing a company at 10% year on year and you've got good management and they're getting a higher return on invested capital and they're running the company at low debt, basically you've got a company with a nice big moat and that company is being run by pretty good management. So that's good numbers to be looking at to start with, and it goes well towards your research in general. All right, so if you have any questions or comments, just put them down in the comments. And if you like this video, hit the thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you get notified when future videos come out. Cheers for watching, guys.